October is Louisiana Archeology Month, spotlighting the state's many archaeological treasures with family-friendly events showcasing artifacts and ancient sites. Activities culminate on International Archaeology Day, Saturday, October 21st. A recent dig in the Kisatchie National Forest unearthed some newfound ancient finds. I followed the dig from the site to the lab where artifacts are revealing the story of early human history in Louisiana.
This archaeological site in the Kisatchie National Forest dates back 12,000 years. I can't reveal its forest location to protect the ancient site from looting. However, a recent dig unearthed more than 30,000 artifacts, now undergoing cleaning and cataloging at the Louisiana Public Archaeology Lab at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette.
I am sorting the flakes based off type. So there's tertiary flakes, secondary flake, and primary flakes, and that's based off of at what part of the tool making process they were made. And then so determine which category so we can go back later and look at the weights and the counts.
Anthropology and archaeology student Gloria Church is part of the team piecing together the story of one of the state's oldest archaeological sites.
What has been the most fascinating discovery or realization in participating in this project?
Just figuring out that there could have been a more permanent settlement. It's really rare for undergrads to get the type of experience that we're getting here, especially with the in-lab stuff and supervising jobs and being paid for it.
Park rangers have known about the site for years. It lay protected and quietly supervised, hidden in plain sight until 2020, when hurricanes Laura and Delta uprooted parts of the forest.
We have about 6,000 archaeological sites on Kisatchie National Forest. So when the storm came through, we knew the sites were heavily damaged. So we submitted a relief package to Congress for a hurricane relief, and we received some funding to do some salvage archaeology at the archaeological sites that were damaged on Kisatchie National Forest.
The Louisiana Public Archaeology Lab works with federal and state agencies to discover and examine archaeological sites.
At the Louisiana Public Archaeology Lab, we're interested in the full time span of Louisiana's past. It comes out to about 98% of Louisiana's past, we can say, is almost exclusively archaeological. Otherwise, we can draw on oral histories, and we can certainly draw on historical documentation. But that doesn't come in until about 300 years ago, which is, again, about 2% of Louisiana's past.
We have something like 23,000 that we've cataloged that weigh over 22 kilos. That's like 50 pounds or so, 50, 60 pounds. But we still have a bunch more, so I'm guessing there's going to be over 30,000. And that includes some of the stuff like what you were seeing right there. We're pretty sure that for the most part, a lot of them are mobile hunter-gatherers or foragers. I mean, we're finding things like points of different types. The later stuff are arrowheads, earlier stuff are dart points or even spear points. I mean, those are probably tools for hunting. We're finding things like drills for working wood. We're finding scrapers for scraping hides.
Students and archaeologists also unearthed the remains of wooden posts that were part of a semi-permanent shelter construction.
The post molds are interesting because that suggests that there's some kind of more permanent structure. There's not been a lot of that's been found in this area. Maybe they're camping for days or weeks or maybe even months, but they're moving around to different places, following game during different seasons and such. There are possibilities of building structures for events. There's possibilities of actual settlement and permanent houses, and we're not sure, honestly, yet what we're talking about.
The lab is working to date soil samples at the site and determine the positions and the uses of stone flecks and projectile points, not to be confused with arrowheads, which Professor Reese says wasn't in use until around 600 AD.
So we'll have a report of all our findings, and we would like to put this together in a public document. In fact, I think the plan is to use information from this project as well as other projects in a published work, a published book that could inform Louisiana residents about their past.
And an exhibit?
Possibly so.